Welcome to my latest case, the Haunted Carousel. To start playing, choose either Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose Tutorial. Dear Ned, well, here I am at Captain's Cove Amusement Park, about to try to figure out what's behind all the weird things that have been happening here lately. First, a horse just disappeared off the carousel one night. Then, a little later, the carousel started spinning around all by itself in the dead of night, as if it was haunted or something. And then, last week, the roller coaster suddenly stopped in mid-ride for no apparent reason. Nobody was seriously hurt, but the park was shut down until the city knows for sure what caused the accident. I'm here because Paula Santos, the park's owner, is a friend of Dad's. She's putting me up at the Captain's Quarters Hotel, which is next to the park. I'm supposed to head over there right now and meet with a security guard named Harlan Bishop. I hope I don't let Paula down. Wish me luck. Ever yours, Nancy. P.S. There's a rumor going around that the park is cursed. Creepy, huh?
So basically, she's here because a park stopped mid-ride. Hey, we have a phone!
Wow.
Oh man, this is getting all high-tech up in here.
There's another phone right there. Do we have to use that to call people?
A room service menu. All right.
All right.
You know you want some ice cream. Might be that one. It's not like we're on a diet. Yep. Inbox. No outgoing mail. Dear valued customer, outgoing mail service has been temporarily halted. We expect to have service restored within 24 hours. In the meantime, you will be able to receive but not send email communications. We at Mega Data sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. Subject. Welcome, Nancy. Thank you for your subscription to Sassy Detective Online, the electronic tip service for the modern detective. Yes. Check your inbox often. Tips will be arriving almost as fast as you can read them. Okay. Well then.
Flag game.
Things to do. Keep checking email. You mean I can't click out on any of those things? Check in with P. Santos. Number is in cell phone directory. Check out the carousel and head over to the park and look for that security guard. See, now we have a to-do list, guys. Flag game. That doesn't seem important. Let's read our journal. A friend of my father's, Paula Santos, wants me to figure out what's behind all the strange things that's been happening at her amusement park in Captain's Cove, New Jersey. Yay, now we're all up to date, I guess.
Hooray.
Hooray for adventures! See, we finally got a better, way of viewing things. It kind of rotates. We don't have to mash buttons and stuff. It's pretty nice. Let's check our luggage. What did we bring with us?
Luggage from last.
Ralph Kessler.
Apparently that's important.
Wait, famed woodcarver Ralph Kessler.
Yeah, one of the first of the park. Created by framed woodcarver. I can't read, you guys. Okay, well he made horses and some shit. Alright, yay! Ooh, let's peek in here. There's some toilet paper, some towels. Ooh, what is this?
Let's take the toilet paper so we can pee someone's house.
I need to turn the iron on.
Why? Okay, that was satisfying.
I had to iron the ironing board.
Did you hear that? She felt satisfied by that.
We're gonna put it in one of those.
Will the young lady who just entered the park please turn immediately and enter the whale's mouth?
Don't tell me
whale
what
is
to
getting
do.
impatient.
Hello?
This is Paula Santos. I'm standing outside what's left of the Captain's Quarters Hotel.
What happened?
Well, according to the fire marshal, someone left an iron on in your room and burned the place down.
Oh no, I forgot to turn it off.
When I asked you to come out here, I expected to pay for your room, not the entire hotel. Consider yourself off the case.
Well, so far we're doing good.
I'm sorry, you guys.
I need to turn the iron on.
No, you don't.
Will the young lady who just entered... Hello? You still waiting. The whale is getting impatient. Hello? Yoo-hoo. The whale is...
Well, from the way you just marched right on in here past all those sorry we're closed signs, you're either who I think you are or you're one determined gatecrasher.
If you think I'm Nancy Drew, you're right.
That's a relief. It's too early in the day to go sicking the cops on anybody. I'm Harlan Bishop.
Nice to meet you, pixelated face.
Must be pretty boring around here with the park closed.
Not really. In fact, I begged Miss Santos to keep me on while the park's closed. Even agreed to a pay cut.
You must really like your job.
I've only worked here for a couple of weeks. I figured staying on while the park was closed would help me get up to speed on all the equipment and such.
Where did you work before you came here?
Oh, I worked in a store, department store, you know, as a security guard. In Flemington, not around here.
That
So is
sounds
this your first
suspicious.
encounter with a haunted amusement park ride?
Somebody swiped a horse off a carousel and now it's malfunctioning. The police don't think it's that big a deal, and frankly, neither do I.
Neither do
Same
I.
here, which is why I don't understand why I'm here.
What about the roller coaster?
Accidents happen. Of course, Ingrid will tell you that these so-called accidents are really the result of the park's karma getting bent out of shape by negative energy or some such gobbledygook.
Who's Ingrid?
I
Ingrid
like
Corey.
You seem to
You'll
understand
probably meet
things
her.
logically.
She's working during the shutdown, too. She's the park's chief engineer. Believes in all this wacky new age psychobiogenic stuff. Like if you eat food served by a waiter who's in a bad mood, you'll get scurvy or something.
Where can I find her?
First things
Sounds
first.
like she believes
You
in
won't
a
be
lot of
meeting her
hocus
or
pocus. Now
Elliot
let's go
Chen,
talk to her.
the park's art
Hocus
director,
pocus.
until after you go see the park's bookkeeper, Joy Trent. Miss Santos's orders. Joy pays all the bills, so she knows pretty much everything that's going on. Plus, she'll give you an access card.
Yay!
Miss Santos wants you to have
I
the
like
run of the
access
place.
cards. Can I
That would
access
certainly
your
help.
wallet?
Wait, hang on. I know Joy won't give you one of these, so I will. Here you
Yay,
go.
something
It's a
that
Captain's
somebody
Cove
wouldn't
fun
normally give
card.
me.
Lets you ride the rides and play the games on the midway. Come back to me if you burn through that one and need another.
Am I not supposed to have this?
Well, see, Joy's just kinda joyless. It'd never occur to her that you might want to have some fun while you're here. Of course, she's a newbie too, like me. Maybe she'll come around. Anyway, here's a map of the park.
You have a
I
thing
put an
for
X
her?
where Joy's office is.
I see you have a security camera trained on the carousel.
I'm just
Does
happy
that mean you
got
got the
some
theft of
free
that
stuff.
carousel
I got a
horse on
cool little
tape?
map
We didn't
and
start
a fun
monitoring the
card.
carousel
Yay,
until after the
fun.
theft,
But
but we
the-
do have one
I
of
don't know
those
if I call
so-called
that
hauntings
cool.
on tape.
Yeah, well,
Want
I
to see
got a
it?
map, so it's important.
That'd be great.
I got the tape right here, all queued up. I played it for the police.
Oh,
Like I
you
said
feel
before,
all
they
special.
weren't real impressed. There's no sound, on the tape at least. The band organ started up when the carousel did. Stayed on for about 30 seconds, then stopped.
Oh, look, a carousel doing carousel-y things.
Have you tried to prove your screwed up wiring theory?
I ain't no cop. But now that you're here, maybe you can prove it for me.
Why? Because you don't like doing your
Do the
job?
first one, yeah.
Did you notice that burst of static just before the carousel started to turn?
Probably just a glitch in the tape. We use 'em over and over.
I'll see you around.
Knock 'em dead.
Oh, we get to kill people, Courtney.
The phone number for the police. That might come in handy.
I'm glad you think so.
Coffee rules.
Yeah, well, she won't let me take it. Nancy, what's wrong? They might be Gucci.
Please don't open that.
Sorry, bad habit.
I don't think the habit's so bad. Don't worry,
That's a
Nancy.
great habit. Can we open this? Yes.
He won't let me open that, but I can open this. Let's play with all the breakers.
Shut everything down.
Run out there. Sorry, I decided I no longer want to work on this case because it sounds dumb, so I'm about to leave. Let's go talk to Joy.
Hello?
Hi, Nancy. It's Paula Santos. I was wondering when I'd hear from you. Have you been out to the park?
Yes, I have.
I forgot to tell you. All the rides are shut down except for the carousel. I thought you might need to see it in action. But please, take a good look at the roller coaster, even if you can't ride it.
First chance I get.
Great. Feel free to inspect the tracks all you want. I'm sure you'll do a better job than the police. They looked around for 5 minutes, then left. Said as long as the insurance company was going to investigate, why should they?
Well, I'll see what I can do, Miss Santos.
You're gonna
I
rely
can't
on
wait
me,
to
a
hear what you
teenager,
turn up.
to do
Call
better
me as
than
often as you like.
police.
My phone's
Alright.
on and with
Don't
me
worry.
24/7.
I'll do my very
Oh,
bestest.
and one more thing.
I
Call me Paula.
subscribe to
All right.
Sassy
Goodbye, Paula.
Detective. They're so sassy.
Hello. Are you Nancy?
Yes, I am. You're Joy?
Joy Trent. Sorry about the mess. So, I'm supposed to give you an access card.
Yes, Ms. Santos wants me to have the run of the park.
You're wasting your time, you know.
Excuse me?
You're only here because it makes it look like Paula Santos had nothing to do with any of this curse garbage.
Yeah, well, you know what? I like wasting time and having fun.
Sounds like you're not much of a believer when it comes to
And
curses.
now you're ruining
I just
my
know greed when I
experience,
see
Joy.
it, that's all. I've
Is
seen
that
how
what you
Paula
wanted
runs
to
the
do?
park. All she wants is to get more
Ruin
and more
my
people through that
experience of
gate.
life?
And what better way to do that than with a carousel that's allegedly haunted?
But why would she sabotage the roller coaster? She can't make any money with a park shut down.
She probably just didn't know the park would be shut down.
Is Ms. Santos aware of the way you feel about her?
Of course not. I don't want to get fired. Besides, nobody's been hurt. Except that glorified con artist who claims his neck got injured, Lance Huffington. And the truth is, Paula offered me this job because she knew I needed the money. And I'm not entirely ungrateful. My father died recently. His estate is in bankruptcy. He used to be co-owner of the park.
Gosh, I just
2
want
years
an
ago, he
access
suffered a huge
card.
financial setback,
Give
and
me
he had to
my
sell his share to
card.
Paula.
Stop being
When
a
he
little
died
shit
2
and
months
give me your
ago, he was
stuff.
flat broke. Paula could have bailed him out, but she didn't. Frankly, I think the reason she hired me was guilt.
Right. I'm supposed to get an access card from you?
Here you go. That should get
It's
you into
about
all the
damn
private
time.
areas of the park.
Didn't I
But
hear
if you
your
run into
life
problems,
story?
don't come to me. Ask the chief engineer, Ingrid Corey. Her office is by the haunted house. The only other people in the park right now are Harlan Bishop and the art director, Elliot Chin. His studio is right by the treasure chest souvenir shop. But try not to bug him.
Why? Is he temperamental?
He's behind in his work and needs to catch up. Ms. Santos has been getting on my case about it. Well, I think you have everything, so if you'll excuse me.
Oh, right. Thanks for all your help. Sorry if I disturbed you.
I really could care less if I disturbed her. She had to tell me her whole life story. I don't think she was very disturbed. Sheldon, Rossahu, I don't know. Galaxy Ballroom, Captain Cove, New Jersey. The world's greatest beachfront ballroom. Dances and concerts featuring conductor Shaw Bids and the lovely Jersey Shore Orchestra. I don't know. Just words, people, just words. Oh, piece of paper. Nope. It won't let me look. Okay, fine. The carousel apparently is a big thing. The original Sheldon Galaxy Ballroom.
The haunted house used to be a ballroom. How's that for irony?
Nice. Victim of coaster accident files $1 million lawsuit against park. Lance Huffington, 37, is suing the Captain Cove amusement park for $1 million as a result of neck injuries he has allegedly suffered while riding the roller coaster at the park last week.
Wow.
Huffington, a salesperson at Marty's pre-owned car company, was a passenger on the Tidal Terror roller coaster when it suddenly lost power, slid backwards, and stopped. Ooh, sounds so horrible. He claims that the sudden stop caused his head to snap backwards and forwards, and then that this whiplash effect caused severe trauma to a soft tissue in his neck. The lawsuit seeks compensation for medical cost, pain and suffering, and emotional distress.
Emotional distress. You need therapy after a little whiplash.
Police say that no injuries, including Huffington's, were reported at the time of the incident. Huffington alleges that it's not uncommon for whiplash victims to be unaware of their injuries until later. The next day, that's when it hit me. I woke up and couldn't move. The pain was so bad, said Huffington. It's still bad, and the doctors say I may have to wear this neck brace for the rest of my life.
Okay, that is complete bullshit. Cause see, we were in a bad car wreck a long time ago, and let me tell you, we got double whiplash from that thing because it was like 3 cars involved in the wreck, and
We were in the middle.
yeah, and so we had like double whiplash, and we never had to wear a neck brace even once. Yeah, our necks hurt like crazy. We just
And
went
my
to a
dad fell
chiropractor.
on top of me in the wreck. And yeah, it's true. You don't really feel the neck pain until the next day.
But you don't need a neck brace.
Yeah.
for the rest of your life, especially when you don't even need it in the first place.
I'm not trying to soak anybody. I just want what's fair. The owner of the park, Paula Santos, declined to comment on this lawsuit. The park was closed immediately after the accident to allow a thorough inspection of the roller coaster. The cause of the accident has still not been determined. All right, can I open your packages? No. Okay, well, that sucks. Are these important? No. Is this important?
Maybe I should give Detective Paris a call.
Okay.
Hidden jewels. Maybe that's what whoever stole that carousel
Okay, now
horse was
this apparently
after.
is important,
Jewels
so
from
I
that
might as well read
heist.
the whole thing. The Orbiter turned into Mike DeSally's favorite amusement park ride yesterday when he found close to $50,000 worth of jewelry hidden in the padding that lines the ride's backrest. I felt something sharp when I strapped in, said 19-year-old DeSally. By the time the ride was over, I thought for sure whatever it was had totally stuck itself into my shoulder. Assuming someone had placed rocks in the padding as a joke, DeSally examined the backrest and found a slit at its top edge, and through it managed to pull out the offending objects. 3 necklaces, a pearl necklace, and 2 jewel-studded gold bracelets. I knew they were real right away, he said. Fakes don't sparkle like that. He turned his find over to the police, who quickly discovered that the jewelry was indeed real. It had been among the items stolen when a thief broke into the safe at the Captain's Quarters Hotel 3 years ago. Despite the fact that the man suspected of theft is currently serving time in the state penitentiary for an unrelated crime, none of the stolen items have ever been found until yesterday. The man in charge of the investigation 3 years ago, veteran police detective KJ Paris, recalls that the thief made his getaway by running through the park. Paris now suspects that the reason the loot has never turned up is because the thief stashed the jewelry in various places throughout the park so he could return for it days, months, even years later. For his honesty, DeSalle received a $2,000 reward from the Warwick Insurance Company and a lifetime certificate for a room at the Captain's Quarters Hotel. Some pretty valuable stuff could still be hidden in the park, Paris says, but before people start tearing up the rides looking for it, they should be advised that I'll be watching. That's something you want to put in a newspaper. Hey, there could still be some hidden treasure at this place. I wonder why people are now blowing it up.
Blowing it up. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Maybe I could help you find whatever it is you seem to be looking for.
Right, sorry.
Who is that?
Mysterious voices from the unknown.
Looking for someone?
If you're Ingrid Corey, not anymore.
That's me. Ordinarily, I don't do the hands-on work, and I'd be able to shake your hand, Ms.
I'm sorry, Drew, Nancy Drew. I'm helping Ms. Santos discover what's behind these carousel hauntings. Okay if I ask you some questions?
Sure.
Last name
Oh
first.
my. You've got B3 issues.
I do?
Vitamin B3, niacin.
Japanese.
The vibe you're giving off tells me you're low. Nothing that some natural peanut butter on a slice of whole wheat bread once a day won't fix.
Harlan Bishop mentioned that some of your beliefs concerning food were somewhat unconventional.
It just seems obvious to me that what you eat, as well as the psycho-spiritual conditions under which you eat it, results in what you are, that's all.
Yeah. So you are what you eat. Is that what you're saying?
Have you worked at Captain's Cove for very long?
A little less than 2 years. I started out in maintenance and worked my way up. I've held the supervisory position for the last 10 months.
Do you have any idea what caused that roller coaster accident?
Someone stole a horse off the carousel and now the park is cursed.
So you think this cursed thing is real?
The man who carved the horses, Kessler, he said if they were ever separated, bad luck would follow. And it has.
Could I see the blueprints of the roller coaster so you can show me exactly where on the track it stopped?
I've looked all over for those blueprints and can't find them anywhere. I'm sure one of the other engineers knows where they are, but I'm afraid I don't. Sorry.
How well do you know Harlan Bishop?
I know he's an ex-bouncer from Trenton. I also know it drives him nuts that this is one of the few places in the park he doesn't have a key
Your
for.
way with words is just impeccable.
I know, right?
Any idea why someone would steal a horse off a carousel?
Money. I hear they can be very valuable.
Do you mind having to work during the shutdown?
Not a bit. Keeping those card readers functioning is practically a full-time job all by itself. Plus, I happen to adore my job.
Thanks for your help.
Remember,
That's good.
niacin.
Alright, I don't need your vitamin advice, lady. No, you need calcium. Bad food. No. Good food. Yes. Alright, weirdo. I'm just stuck here. Don't tell me I can't eat donuts. Which actually makes me think, you guys, there was a time I was doing a gluten-free diet for a year. And you want to know how that ended? A box of donuts. An entire box of donuts that I ate in one sitting.
Hang on, I'll be right with you.
Take your time.
Oh no, we spilled the paint.
Out. And do not come back unless and until Joy Trent calls me. Okay?
Okay.
Well then, I guess I'm going to go now talk to Joy.
Who are you and what are you doing?
Who said that?
I said that. Over here, on top of the cabinet. Keep going. Over here. Please identify yourself.
Well, my name is Nancy Drew.
Digital representations of your voice and image have been entered into my memory circuits, Nancy Drew.
How come you didn't speak up before when I was in here talking to Joy?
I cannot interact with my environment when my visual and oral sensors are covered.
Oh, okay, well.
Do you have a name?
I am
Miles, the magnificent memory machine.
I receive and process video and audio input and make appropriate pre-programmed verbal responses.
Who programmed you?
It is my turn to ask a question, Nancy Drew. Why are you here when Joy is not?
As a matter of fact, I need to leave a message for her.
There is a pad for leaving messages on the desk.
So, who programmed you?
Responding to the non-Joy entity is an unnecessary drain on my power units and is heretofore disallowed.
What does that mean? Hello? Miles? I guess it means he's not going to talk to me anymore.
Oh, that was very interesting. We'll go leave hers.
I can use this to leave a note for Joy to call Elliot.
Frank and Joe Hardy. We can call them, you guys.
Hello?
Hey, Frank, it's Nancy.
Hey, Joe, pick up. Actually, he may not want to talk to you.
Why not?
Because you get to solve a mystery at an amusement park. He's so jealous he could spit.
Hi, this is Joe.
Hey, Joe, it's Nancy.
I don't want to talk to you.
What did I tell you?
Oh, I'm just kidding. Pardon me for a second. I gotta go spit.
Quit fooling around, Joe. She's calling long distance, remember?
Sorry. So what's going on?
Do you guys know much about remote control devices?
I had a toy car that used one until Frank broke it.
Ancient
Frank, how
history,
horrible
Joe.
of
Let it
you.
go. Why do you ask?
When I saw a tape of the carousel going around by itself, there was a very brief burst of static just before the carousel started up.
Electrical interference, consistent with someone using a remote control device.
If that's the case, there has to be some kind of electronic device that transmits as well as receives near or maybe even attached to the carousel.
I haven't checked out the carousel's machinery yet.
Make sure you look hard when you do, Nancy. The device is probably pretty small.
Okay.
Apparently, one of the people who was on the roller coaster when it suddenly stopped is claiming that his neck got injured and has filed a lawsuit.
Well, boys and girls, can you say insurance fraud?
What if someone is making up a false claim?
This is why
What
I
if
love
that was his plan
Joe
all along?
Hardy.
And what if someone in the park is
Specifically
in on the
Joe.
scheme
Frank
with
is okay,
him?
but Joe's
That
the
person
funny one.
causes the accident, the guy sues, they split the settlement.
New word, boys and girls. Can you say Motive?
I got busted while snooping in Joy's office by a talking computer.
Her computer talks?
It's not her computer. It's this weird-looking thing. It's like somebody threw a bunch of junk together and somehow programmed it to see, hear, and speak.
Where do you think it came from?
Well, she didn't get it at Radio Shack, that's for sure.
I had a talking computer once.
And Radio Shack
Remember,
isn't even a thing anymore,
That wasn't
you guys.
a computer. It was a plastic
been
keyboard with
closed
a
down for
tape
years.
player
I
inside,
know.
which you never should have left on the stairs for somebody to accidentally step on.
Bigfoot.
Joe.
Any suggestions as to my next move?
Hidden jewels? A stolen carousel horse? I don't know about you, Frank, but I'm getting a strong whiff of eau de motive.
Me too. I think a call to the local constabulary is in order.
Okay.
I better get going.
Let us know what happens.
Let's call the police. Alright, so now let's call...
No, kitty butt. That's not who we're gonna call. I'm just talking to my cat.
Police department. Alright.
Captain's Cove Police Station.
Detective Paris, please.
Hang on.
This is KJ.
My name is Nancy Drew. I'd like to ask you some questions about a jewel heist, an old jewel heist. The one where the safe at the captain's quarters hotel was broken into.
Oh, you are going back a ways. You a reporter or something?
I'm trying to help Paula Santos figure out why so many weird things have been happening lately at her amusement park.
Oh, yeah? So what do you need? Just so happens Paula Santos is a good friend of mine.
That's great.
Since everything seems to have started with the theft of that carousel horse, I'm wondering if maybe it was stolen because there were jewels from that heist hidden inside it.
Never occurred to me, but it's possible, I suppose. The thief's name was Chaz Dunning. Died in prison about a year ago. I'll tell you what. I'll make some calls, try to see if there was somebody he confided in before he died. Somebody who was recently released.
Somebody who is recently released.
Oh,
Okay.
are you just
Again,
assuming all
my
this
name
is
is Nancy Drew, and you can reach me on my cell phone anytime. The number is 523-555-4399.
Well, as soon as I know something, you'll know something.
Thanks, Detective Paris. It was great talking to you.
Ditto.
Not really.
Ditto. He has a ditto, Courtney. Let's take his Pokemon from him.
So I guess we'll end this episode
Yeah.
here. The game's started out so far at a relatively decent pace, but you know, we'll go and try to get into the art room next episode.
I have no idea what's going on.
Later, skater.